Hi everyone, it's me, Sally, aka Sailor Tarot Magic, and we're gonna do tarot today for air signs Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and this is for the full moon in Leo. So, this is the third installment. I just did fire and earth signs, and if you've been tuning in, we've been talking about the birth chart and what the full moon in Leo means. Okay. And just because I don't like to cheat out any of the element signs, we're going to go over why I'm doing this. Because I know I had originally said I was only going to do the sign seasons for the sun because I just did Aquarius season. But this full moon in Leo on Sunday is important and very personal to me. And I will give you the backstory. And then it'll be a few minutes and then we'll do the read. How's that sound? Okay, so when I first did my birth chart, it was 2019, and I looked at it myself. I Googled it, had a couple astrologers look at it as well. And I was very much interested in all the aspects and the houses and how it resonated with me. And it was just like this whole new world. And that's kind of like the first thing that got me into this like spiritual slash healing journey was the birth chart. It was very accessible. A lot of it was free, and I could Google it, and there was so much information out there. So, like I said, you do need to find out the specific time that you were born. And so I did ask my mom, what time I was born, and I just took what she said as like, truth. And I plugged that in, and I didn't question it. So, I was learning about my sun, moon, and rising, and then the different houses, because with each when it comes to the zodiac wheel, there are 12 signs and there are 12 houses. And depending on what planet lands in what house and sign, it can be a different shape. And so that shows why there's so many layers to people, and it explains, as above so below. Is everybody going to resonate with every placement? No, but a lot of it can ring true. So from 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022, I started looking at my chart and I was like, you know what? Some of these things are not connecting. And I was wondering, I went back and asked my mom, like, are you sure this was the time I was born? Because I do have a copy of my birth certificate and it didn't have the time on it. And I thought that was weird. And I was like, why doesn't my birth certificate have a time on it? And come to find out when I did a little bit of digging, it's because my parents, they didn't do my birth certificate until a week or so later. So that's why there's no time. And I was like, huh. So then once I started speaking to my dad again, I asked him, I was like, hey, do you know what time I was born? My mom is saying this time, and she was saying 9 in the morning. And, my dad couldn't confirm or deny. So I was like, all right, well, this isn't good. I need to know this accurately, for my trajectory, for my evolution. I need to be sure that this is the right information. And because another astrologist that slash psychic that I went to said your birth chart is like your cheat code to this life, and I take that seriously. So then I talked to my sister and I asked my sister, they're saying this, and do you remember the time? And she was 4 when I was born, so I didn't expect much from her. But she was like, I know what hospital you were born. And I was like, and she was saying how that hospital closed and it was in Queens, New York. So I was like, okay. So I went to the internet. I went to the New York State website and it says you can reprint your long form birth certificate, which does have the birth time. And it's confirmed, the hospital, they have to do this after, even if the parents don't do their due diligence, they do this because they have to sign something. And I was like, okay. So, I filled in the information. I got the hospital for my sister. And I was like, oh man, like I really hope this goes through. This is super important. And then they were like, you got to pay for the reprint. And do you want to send via mail? We're not responsible if it gets lost, or you want to pay extra. I was like, yes, pay extra, do the UPS. I need this information. Like, this was like, I was feeling like life or death. My life Like the world is going to turn upside down if I don't have this information. And yes, it was that dramatic. So I got my birth chart and I look at it, or I keep saying birth chart instead of birth certificate. I got my birth certificate and I looked at it and I was like, motherfucker, my mom told me 9 in the morning, but I was born at 9 at night. So this completely flipped my birth chart. And not only that, but it also changed my moon sign. So I thought I was a Cancer moon and Aquarius rising. Come to find out, I'm a Leo moon and a Leo rising. And I was like, son of a gun. So I was thinking that I was a crybaby and all in my emotions, and that, I was very like withdrawn and standoffish. No, 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 no. Because Leo is in your face and has this royalty energy and big hair, Leo rising, the mane. And I was like, oh, this makes so much more sense. So I felt like this getting the right birth chart was part of my evolution of, okay, here I am in my shell. And like, no, I'm meant to be seen. I'm meant to be known. Like, there's so many things that I connect with as far as Leo traits. Loving to look at myself in the mirror. Loving, I put all these memes of like, oh, I'm on the video chat. I'm looking at myself. That's part of the reason why I like doing this in the video. And, I'm a filmmaking background and the creativity and that like queen energy and like, I did lip sync contests growing up. I liked, being on stage and dancing. And then all of a sudden that just went. And so finding that out, I could blossom again and really like lean into that energy. So that's why this full moon and Sunday is very important to me. This is the first time I can actually appreciate a full moon in Leo as my natal moon. Lean into that energy like, this is who I am. I am in your face. I am loud. I am, and like, the big three: Sagittarius sun, Leo moon, Leo rising, all fire, all in your face, like, very acquired taste, not for everyone, and that's okay. But to know who I am and to have my birth chart back that up just meant everything. And that's why I stress, like, look up your birth chart, look up your placements, find your birth time. And I understand, because it was so difficult for me to find my birth time, that it may be difficult for many of you. And that's when I recommend, as an alternative, the numerology. Because the numerology, you don't need the birth time, and it's very similar to astrology. And this is a perfect segue. I will be talking about a lot of these things in my Intro to Tarot workshop and how this connects to tarot. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, how astrology and numerology is related to tarot, and how you can use it on your own, and you don't even have to watch me anymore if you're sick of my rambling. You just got to listen to me ramble for 1 hour. And there's the Google form. You're interested in learning more about that, and we'll chat for an hour, and I'll give you my systems on how to break down the meanings, how they relate to each card, and the major and the minor arcana. So that'll be in March webinar. You don't have to be local to me for that. And I'll be 1 hour Intro to Tarot webinar with me. Yay! How exciting. And I'll probably be doing it from this room. Okay. And I'm also going to be at Love is in the Air. This event is run by Here LLC, and that will be at the Town and Country Inn in Keyport on Highway 35. That will be 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I will be doing love readings if that's what you're looking for in honor of Valentine's Day. And I brought out today the Hidden Truth Oracle, which is very much love messages. And it seems to be the trend right now is the oracle is making the tarot turn into a love message. I thought it was just going to be like an accessory, but it's like, no, we're talking about love, and it's a lot of like relationships and past baggage and future. So if you're in a loving, stable, happy relationship, I just want to put an FYI, this reading may not resonate with you, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Okay, so for a full picture, watch your sun, moon, and rising. And find out what the full moon in Leo is going to bring to you. Again, I did. I know I was talking about myself. That was such a Leo thing of me. But Leo, full moon in Leo is going to affect all of us. So if you want to channel your creative energy, if you want to pamper yourself and really show up for yourself to, love yourself and do all these things and treat yourself, now is that time. If you have some past baggage from either relationships or disappointments, write it down on a piece of paper and burn it, and that's a great way to start a moon ritual and to really move forward. I did say in the previous videos, Leo is ruled by the sun. So this energy in the moon kind of makes a polarizing effect. So if you go back and forth in certain areas of your life, whether it be decisions or moods or people, maybe you want more stability. Maybe this is something you can focus on to improve. Now is the time. Okay. So, again, these are general reads. So, if they don't resonate with you, it could be because I wasn't picking up on your energy. And you can DM me or call or text for a personal read. My number is 732-314-0777. And again, for a full picture, watch your sun, moon, and rising. And if you're liking my videos, please like, share, and subscribe. It does help me out. And if you would like to support my channel, I do have the links to contribute to my Venmo and or Cash App. Okay, so this is how we're going to start the reading, a little bit different. If you remember my videos last year, I did do love readings across the board and you submitted questions, but now I'm going to do I'm doing the question for you. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Think of a person, past, present, future, may have been romantically involved with. So this could be an ex, this could be who you're with right now, or this could be your future person that you have your eye on. So if they could say something to you, what would they say to air signs? So the person on your mind that you're focused on, if this person could say something to air signs, what would they say? And the Hidden Truth Oracle is going to help us channel that message. And apparently we're taking it with us to the tarot as well. Okay. All right. So what will this person on the air sign's mind say if they could say to you? I am becoming a better person. Okay. So air signs. If there was a past relationship that ended and the person said they needed to focus on them, they meant it. They were being honest. So you may have felt like, oh, they just want to be single and they want to play the field and I'm not the one. No, they weren't playing games. They really wanted to heal themselves and they wanted to be able to present the best self to you. Now, that's not to say that you have to wait for that person. You have free will. If you want to go and venture out and play the field yourself or not wait on this person, you don't have to. This is the message that I'm getting, and I just want you to know that it's honest. And I always feel like, okay, not everybody is crazy about this quote, but if you love someone, let them go. And free will. And if it's meant to be, they'll come back. And I feel like this is appropriate in this situation, in this story. Okay, so we'll take that with us into the tarot read. Okay. Air signs. What do air signs need to know for this upcoming full moon in Leo on Sunday? So this is for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and it seems to be focused on love. Okay, so what is the present energy for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? What do they need to know? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well, well, if that's just hitting you right in between the eyes. Okay. So we're talking about love. We're talking about the lovers. We're talking about soulmate energy. So this is telling me you know who you want to be with, and you may either be in very early stages with this person and trying like not to get obsessed over them, or it's about this person and you do want to wait for them. And again, this may be especially true for Geminis, or if that may be the person that you're looking at. Fun fact that I said in another video, if you would like to cross watch, if you know the person that you're focused on and you know their sign or their sun, moon, and rising, you can watch their element and see what's going on in their life. That's called cross watching, aka could be considered stalking, but we don't have to get into that. So this could be the same person that you're focused on, where like, I really feel connected to this person and I don't want to move on and I don't want to look for anybody else, and like maybe we can take a break and reconnect or reconvene, and you really really believe that, and this could possibly be a fork in the road where it's like, I know this is my person, but they don't want to be with me right now. What do I do with that? So I feel like you may be in this. And again, this is a very specific message. This probably won't apply to everyone, but I'm going to go with the story, and then, I'm available for personal reads. Okay. So moving along. And again, this is the Gemini card, could be Gemini energy. And we're talking about love in all of these videos. So be on the lookout for that. And if you're in a loving relationship, then just be happy that you're in a loving relationship and you're not questioning anything. But for those that are questioning, I feel like this message is for you. All right. So, what is the past relevant to the situation for air signs? Okay. So, you got Six of Pentacles reversed. So, this is telling me in the past, and I'm getting that it is focused on this person that you're thinking of. It was a very one-sided relationship. So they couldn't show up for you. So it was you constantly giving and being available and initiating, while feeling like, well, what about me? And what about, why aren't you showing up for me? And why aren't you showing me love? And this person had their own issues to deal with, and that's why they couldn't show up for you. So it had nothing to do with not being interested. That's not what's happening here. It was that they either had family issues, mental health issues, financial issues, you know, and Six of Pentacles very much can be, I'm focused on mostly financial issues, but they could also be, other emotional baggage or past relationships. You know, they couldn't wear the spiffy outfits and treat you out to dinners and wine and dine you like you're accustomed to, or like you deserve, and so they were embarrassed, and so they dodged you and was like, I can't make it, I'm busy, I'm this. But not because they didn't want to be with you, but because they had to get their shit together. And maybe they're in between jobs, and they really want to make sure they have a steady place of employment. Maybe they're putting in the overtime, and they can't be present for you, and this could, becoming a better person. And that may give you an opportunity to be like, look, I don't care about that, I still want to be with you. And there's definitely there's conflicting ideas there, but the love is there, the attraction is there, and the wanting to be with each other is there. Okay, so what is the future / advice for air signs for this full moon in Leo? Ooh, all right, Hangman reversed. Okay, you're not gonna like me. So this is saying that there's not gonna be a determination anytime soon, and you may be then in this limbo and in between for a while, where you may be the one like, all right, I want to pick this up, I want to get back together, like what can we do? And the other person's like, no, I need this time. And you can't force somebody to be somewhere where they cannot be, even if the feelings are there. I know I mentioned in a previous video that the love, having mutual love and interest and attraction is great, but relationships are built on more than that. You need the stability. You need the common interest. You need that, like, are we looking at life and the future the same way? Are we in agreement on, certain major things and philosophies? And for the most part, yeah, if they're different, you can go through that. But most of the time, you want to be on the same page to make things easier. So, I mean, this is telling me, I mean, you may be waiting a while. You might want to see what else is out there because this person needs time to heal themselves as well as whatever is going on in the physical with their job and financial. You may be ready, but they not. And you want somebody to be ready for you. Okay, so why is this all happening? Nine of Swords. Okay, this is a feeling I feel for both parties where a lot of you are anxious about expectations. So it's like, with this person who is very much in your energy where they're like, I don't want to be the best and I don't want them to judge me or think that I'm less than. And then while you're like, does this person like me? So you're both in your head about how the other person is feeling and it's negative. It's like, this person's going to judge me, this person is, and that's not what's happening, because if we look at the center, we have the Lovers, where it's like mutual love, mutual care, mutual all of that, but neither of you think that. So I mean, I'm very much getting like this is a hamster wheel, dead end, and your two ships just gonna pass each other, and it is what it is. And it could be that love that got away. Ooh, the wind is picking up. Okay, so what is the best possible outcome for air signs for this full moon in Leo? Six of Cups. Okay, you're really not gonna like me when I say this. Okay, I feel like you need to let this person go. And what happened, and they are not the one for you. They may have been a really good person and y'all were into each other, but this ain't it. This ain't it for you, and this ain't it for the other person. You two are meant to be with other people. You gotta love each other from afar and let it go. It didn't work out, and this is something to release for the full moon in Leo. So, just like this person is focusing on themselves, this is telling me this is also what you need to do, because you may feel like you're ready, but the universe is saying no. And that's why I didn't present you. I presented you with somebody who seesaw, and no, you want like straight shooter archer on the target. Like, there's no doubt in my mind this is the person, and I don't have to guess what they're thinking and feeling about me because they tell me, and that ain't it. So this person will become a memory, and and that's that. So you want to write the person's name, and didn't work out, and I wish you the best, and I'm letting you go, because being energetically connected to this person will mean that you will not be able to move on until you release. Like, I release you, I wish you well, and I will love you from afar, and I will love you from a distance, but I will no longer seek you. That is the best possible outcome for you, because there will be somebody there who is ready for you, but you got to move on from this first. And that may take time, and that's okay. So that is the message for you, air signs, and you can take that with you into the upcoming full moon in Leo. And if this message did not resonate with you, it could be I wasn't picking up on your energy, and you're more than welcome to reach out to me for a personal read. So remember, everyone, energy is your greatest currency. Thanks, and I will be doing water signs next. Bye.